Here we are, episode 17. I know, right? Like, are we still here doing this? We are. Look at that. We have the stock from yesterday's vegetable stock. Look at that. I made 2 of these in that Instant Pot thing. And it's got that nice rich color because of the tomato paste that was in there. It smells amazing.
And it didn't turn pink. You had pink...
No, because the tomato paste just clobbered the whole show. And was like, no, we're going to be dark red because tomato paste wins.
So I imagine with the tomato paste, you get a richer kind of tomatoey flavor. Okay.
Yeah, so that would be great in Italian dishes. I am going to use this in our Chinese fried rice because that's the stock I have on hand. And I don't need a lot of it anyway. Chinese fried rice. When you order fried rice from, Chinese carryout, a lot of times it's now just like brown because it has soy sauce in it. It used to have things in it like scallions and little bits of pepper or little bits of whatever vegetables they had that they would saute and throw in there. Ginger and garlic. So we're going to make a quick batch of Chinese fried rice the way it used to be and the way it could be again. So here we go. Celery, red pepper, green pepper, and some scallions are all diced up there. I have 2 eggs. We're going to scramble off first. Remember when there was egg in Chinese
I remember.
I know, me too. Loved Melissa's cocktail from yesterday, the Dude Abides, the White Russian, complete robe, sunglasses, and all. We were brokenhearted to find out we were out of Kahlua, but we got over it, sort of.
What are we drinking today to make up for it?
Two Hearted.
Okay. What is that?
This is sesame oil.
Okay.
Just a little bit. If you don't have sesame oil, do it in whatever oil you got.
Okay. So any oil you wouldn't do? Like, would you use olive oil?
I would use any oil in this. The sesame oil is imparting a really nice sesame flavor to the rice. I wouldn't use it in other dishes that I didn't want an Asian flavor in influence. But I think, in fact, I'm going to actually add a little olive oil because I'm doing the eggs and the eggs are going to want to stick.
This is a nice comfort food recipe, I think.
It's a what?
Comfort food recipe.
Yeah.
I didn't get all my words out at the right time.
I'm going to scramble the eggs and then I'm going to take them out of the pan and hold them until we're at the end. They need to get scrambled first and then taken out.
What shirt are we wearing today?
Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue. I love Rudy's. I love the style of eating at Rudy's because they're gas stations that also made barbecue, and the barbecue was so good that now they're barbecue places with gas pumps in the front. I love that kind of conversion. It says we didn't climb to the top of the food chain to eat vegetables or make a vegetarian dish, but let's set that aside. Yeah, Rudy's is amazing. In Texas, love them. They say, pull up and get gas. I'm like, don't we always? All right, here we go. 2 eggs in.
That was easy peasy.
Over there. Just a nice little scramble.
Yeah, I remember there's a dish, and I'm sure it's not actually a Chinese dish. I'm sure it's some sort of weird American dish. But it was almost like a patty of eggs that was in like over Szechuan noodles, and then they had like a gravy over it.
Huh.
I'm from Boise, Idaho, so a lot of things could have happened there.
I was like, is this a Boise recipe or a New York recipe?
No, New York. The thing that New York Chinese restaurants had that is actually not a real thing anywhere is lo mein. Because I've gone to other, places and actual people from China running restaurants, and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
They're appalled.
Yeah. That couldn't possibly be a thing.
I'm scraping the little egg bits out because everything else is going to stick to that. shake them up. And they're gonna stick, and I'm not gonna care. I have to put that back in there. There. Our egg is gonna sit aside. A little bit more sesame oil.
And this is for stir frying the vegetables?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the ginger and garlic are going in.
Now, is the ginger actually a straight up piece of ginger?
It was fresh ginger.
Fresh ginger, okay.
It was in the first mystery box from Tippins. And I'm going to use the whole rest of it in a bunch of other things.
If the only thing that you have is pickled ginger, could you use pickled ginger?
I would put it in at the end.
Okay.
Don't saute it. Mince it up real tiny and just use it as a garnish and mix it in.
I'm just thinking about my kitchen. I think the only thing I have is a jar of pickled ginger. So this is ginger and
Garlic.
garlic. Okay.
Garlic's going to want to burn, so we're not going to let this go by itself for too long. I would normally, for myself, be doing this in a wok, but I'm doing it in a big skillet because I figure most people don't cook in a wok that often. So I'm just doing this. Now all my veg is going in.
The sesame oil and the garlic smell really good together.
Okay.
Like that smells like a really delicious Chinese restaurant. Are you salting this or anything?
Nope. We're going to use soy and dark soy. So if I do ask about salt, soy sauce, even the low sodium soy, still has a lot of salt in it. And the dark soy that we're going to use is a dark soy sauce that tastes like molasses and soy together. In fact, if you don't have dark soy and you do have molasses, throw in a tablespoon of molasses in this when we get to that part, and you will arrive at the same kind of flavor base. If you don't have dark soy, don't worry about it.
I don't know that a lot of people have molasses in their wheelhouse. I don't know.
I know. I've heard that too.
That smells good.
Doesn't it?
So, do you have the rice already pre-cooked?
Yes.
Okay. So we're assuming that they came to this video with cooked rice.
I had a batch of rice left over, and this is a great dish. This fried rice is made out of leftover rice. It's supposed to be made out of day-old rice, which is really hard. You kind of rehydrate it, reconstitute it with all the liquids and the sauteing. Turns out great. The stock will steam the rice again, turn it into something delicious.
So never throw away leftover rice.
Correct, if you want to make this. I made new rice to go in with it because I didn't have enough. So I just made a small batch. Fresh rice will be very sticky and will stick to the pan a lot. So I just cooled it off and put it on a sheet tray and made it dry out as quick as possible. That will make it a little bit more resilient to the bottom of the pan. But this is what you do with leftover rice. Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause and let this cook.
And we're back. Okay, so we're ready to throw the rice in and start sauteing that. That's going to require more oil so our rice does not stick. I'm again going to use just a little bit of the sesame, not totally necessary. Could just use canola, olive oil, corn oil, whatever you got.
And did you use any, I know leftover rice, whatever kind of rice you have, but can you use whatever kind of rice? Like, is there any rice you don't use?
No, you could use whatever rice you have. If you want to have brown rice, totally fine.
Sushi rice.
Sushi rice and risotto rice you could totally use. If you have those leftovers, give me a call because those are expensive rices and there's other things we can do with them. But if you want to make cheap Chinese fried rice out of it, go ahead. Really good rice to use for other things though.
Fair enough.
It's kind of pricey.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that sesame oil just adds such a wonderful...
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I've ever had sesame oil in my kitchen. It might be worth an investment.
You use so little of it and imparts so much flavor, and it lasts a lifetime in your pantry. It's a must-have. That with rice wine vinegar in my pantry are must-haves.
Okay.
If I'm out, I have to go replace them because when I need them to be there.
I'll just get a little sky cam of this is starting to look quite delightful.
So I'm constantly moving the rice because of the rice gluten. It's starchy. I don't want it to scorch to the bottom. I want the sesame oil to get throughout the rice, and it's hard to do because it wants to clump together.
And did you say that you used the vegetable stock to cook the rice?
This one I did not.
Okay.
When we did the rice dish before, I had ginger and beer and other things in the rice to steam it, and that was
Gotcha.
amazing.
So what are you going to use the vegetable stock for?
I'm going to put some in here pretty soon.
Oh, gotcha.
Just a little bit.
I was thinking you had made the rice with the vegetable stock. You just did it the regular way.
Yeah.
But I imagine you could use the vegetable stock if you wanted.
In cooking the rice?
In cooking the rice for this dish.
You could. I would really be concerned that it would make it super salty.
Gotcha.
I would just watch the salt content because it could just get way ahead of you, and then there's really not a way to fix it. Undersalted, you can fix. Oversalted, that's a bigger problem. I'm really only going to use like not even a whole cup. For this, we're going to go, it's probably about a half a cup right there.
Okay.
That's probably enough stock for this batch right here. Mostly because half of this was fresh rice and doesn't need to be reconstituted. The other half did. If this was all day-old rice or dried-out rice, I would probably use twice that amount of stock because the stock is what's steaming it and bringing it back to life. The
Okay.
rest is just flavor.
So I imagine this could be a vegetarian recipe if you left the egg out.
Absolutely vegan. Yep.
Vegan, sorry.
Yeah. It's still vegetarian with the egg in. But it's only gluten-free if I use tamari instead of soy, because soy has gluten in it.
Gotcha.
So this is the black soy that has a little bit of that wonderful molasses flavor.
And tell me again, what's the alternate if you didn't have that?
That would be regular soy plus a tablespoon of molasses. That's for the dog. A little bit of the light soy, regular soy sauce.
Now it's getting the color
Yep.
that I know. Let's take a look. So I imagine if you had sesame seeds in your pantry, you could throw them in.
Yep. And my vegetable stock.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
baby
smelling
bread.
so good.
Oh, damn.
All right. I'm going to eat this one too. It's one of the bennies in my job.
Yeah.
I get to eat all the things. And sometimes I go back for seconds.
You know what I want in here? I want to touch more of the dark soy.
Okay.
I love that smell. And
And
you
the-
know, I get all of my Chinese ingredients at Washing Market on Washtenaw here in Ypsilanti. And it's a very big Chinese market, grocery, produce, seafood establishment. And a lot of people have never been there because they go in and don't know how to find things. And when it's safe to go back outside at some point, I'm going to go on location and do a little tour of how to navigate Washing Market. And if people wanted to go with me on this tour, I'd be glad to show them where to find all the things like this. Because you're not going to find some of these ingredients in a basic grocery store.
I love that.
You're just not.
And I believe that they're still open. They're very helpful.
They are.
And it's a really terrific grocery store, very well stocked. They do a nice job there.
They do. I love them. Love that place. So anyway, I will do a virtual tour and an in-person tour if people wanted to go along for that ride. When
I'd
we
raise
do.
my hand for that.
Good. Okay. This is done.
Wow.
Here we are.
I'm just going to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Voila, madame.
So we're going to,
Oh, I'm going to put the eggs back in.
the eggs are going to go in. And then we're going to do a huge plate of that for Patricia.
What?
Maybe we'll let somebody else have it.
Maybe.
That's awesome, though. We'll take some beauty pictures for you guys.
All right. Voila. The heat is off. I made the dishes right. There she goes. Dish.
Oh my gosh. That's right, babies. This one's for me. I don't know what
That's the
these guys
rye
are going
fork.
to
You
eat.
can have that one.
I'm just going to show everybody. Look at that steam coming up that.
It's beautiful.
All right. Well done, Chefy.
Thank you. You know, if all goes well, see you tomorrow, probably.